there Gemini, welcome to your weekly tarot reading for the week of August 7th to the 13th. I hope you're going really well, Gemini. Let's jump in and see what may be on the cards, but before we get started, just wanted to ask you if you wouldn't mind liking, sharing, commenting on this video and hitting the subscribe button. If you enjoy this content, really it makes such a difference, and I would greatly appreciate your support in that way. And in exchange, I'm going to bring you this reading. You'll also find down below the links to my website should you want a personal reading or healing, also to learn tarot or to join my karmic community. Alright Gemini, well let's jump on in and see what we have. I'm getting started with a Moonology Oracle card, and we have a time for healing, balsamic moon. So it feels like, you know, this is a time for you to put yourself first, to take a sigh of relief. Maybe you've been through a struggle, maybe, you know, you've been working hard or you've been pushing more than usual. I also have take time to breathe out. So we have a time for healing and take time to breathe out. It kind of feels like a sigh of relief, like finally you can let go. Maybe a challenge is over, the worst is over here, and now you can concentrate on your healing. Okay, well let's go deeper into this message, Gemini. I'm going to draw you a Major Arcana card. So if you know about tarot, the Major Arcanas are the big themes or the big life lessons that we pass through. So I'm going to get you one of these to guide the reading, Gemini. And we have the Star. Okay, this is an Aquarius energy coming through, and you know, it really talks about well, it does talk about healing and grounding, but usually there's a process going on with the Star of being aligned to your destiny. Now that might sound kind of cheesy, but I personally believe that we all, you know, incarnate here or are born on earth with a plan for our lives. Okay, I call it the life plan, and that's something that you decide on with your spirit team, with your guides, right, before you actually incarnate. Now the purpose of a life plan is to actually spiritually evolve, to ascend, to work your way through to self-actualization or to really becoming, you know, enlightened. Now that is a many lifetimes work for a lot of us, but in each lifetime we get closer, and we have a path and a plan set out so that we will actually go through like the tests, the challenges, relationships and experiences that will actually help us grow and evolve towards that spiritual end goal. So when I see the Star coming through, Gemini, it feels like you are maybe experiencing or being aligned to your next significant experience on your life plan, okay? And maybe stars are aligning to bring that through for you. Now, of course, when we're being aligned to our path of purpose, it's often not straightforward. Sometimes we have sliding doors moments where the universe might conspire a circumstance so that we leave a long-term relationship or we leave a job career so that we will be moved on to our next experience, because often without that catalyst of change, then we wouldn't actually shift ourselves. So I'm wondering if you're going through something like that with a time for healing, a time to breathe out. The Star, it feels like you are arriving at an important, you know, time here, maybe after a Tower moment or a key transition. All right, well, let's get your cards out here, Gemini. We'll get them out and then we will also clarify them also. So situational energy, I have the Seven of Pentacles for you. Your main challenge is the Four of Cups, okay? And in the advice, I have the Ten of Cups. Beautiful. Like, you're definitely on that path towards really creating a better life for yourself. But obviously that takes, you know, bravery to reevaluate where you are, to accept some things, some people that you might need to move away from, and then getting clear on, you know, how can you take the steps closer towards that Ten of Cups. Yeah, and the Eight of Cups is often the true pathway here, the true outcome. Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so at the moment here, Gemini, I have you reevaluating or evaluating a situation in your life. Okay, I feel like it's quite a big situation, probably something quite long term here. I've got 8 to 10 coming through, so it could be a situation that you've been in for 8 to 10 years. Job, relationship, industry, home, location. This is a general reading, so you can relate it to your situation. Now, I feel that the situation has become a bit of an entrapment for you, because what happens when we overstay in a situation and we're no longer getting the learning from that, then things can kind of stagnate, okay? And we can also then feel like we're not getting the results, we're not getting the reward, the recognition, we're not getting our cup filled in that situation. So that's where I feel that you have arrived at, Gemini, and they are all really powerful signs that it's time to change or to integrate a shift here. So that is really, you know, where I feel that you're at. Now, when it comes to that life plan that we talked about, Gemini, you can lose time on your life plan, you can make up time, and you can switch timelines, meaning you might be heading in one direction, but through some powerful aligned decisions, you can get back onto the timeline, the life plan stage or milestone that you are meant to be working with. So I feel like you're at one of those forks in the road, Gemini, where you have the opportunity to actually make a shift and get back on the road towards that 10 of Cups, because it is our birthright to live, you know, in abundance with the right people around us and experience joy and love. All right, let's clarify that 7 of Pentacles for you. Yeah, I've got the 6 of Swords. So I'll read these as pairs as they come out. So you're reevaluating a situation here. 7 of Pentacles. Now, you've been invested in this for some time. I think 8 to 10 years, okay, it's a significant investment of time, of energy, resources here, and that's why it's quite hard to wrap our minds around, well, do I pull out of this? Now, the 6 of Swords here is saying that you're somewhat already in transition here, Gemini, so maybe you have already been thinking about moving on from this, but you haven't quite put that into action. That's really what I'm feeling here. For most of you, you haven't quite reached that stage yet. The 6 of Swords can be that there are, you know, fears coming up around stepping into the unknown or what comes next. You might be thinking about worst case scenarios, or with this 8 of Swords, we can be feeling, you know, morally obligated or accountable or responsible for a person, an organization, whatever it may be, where you are currently. Now, you know, it's good to take our accountabilities seriously, but not at, you know, the cost and the expense of your own happiness and moving ahead with your own life, okay? That's sort of a little bit of the martyr energy, like, you know, making these moves based on guilt is what I'm feeling. So you're in transition, or you are being encouraged towards setting sail to new shores. You know, this is about moving to the new. I see 2 lots of 3 of Swords. You probably can't see that, but 2 lots of 3 of Swords in this card, Gemini, and that for me is a double disappointment. Like, you might be, you know, leaving behind, you know, a place and a job, or, you know, a relationship and a loved home, you know. So it feels like there's quite a lot to this story. Now, in your challenge position, blocks, obstacles, or challenges, is the 4 of Cups. Now, the reason why this is a challenge here, Gemini, is I think that you have created coping strategies to stay in this situation, possibly for the last 4 years of it, maybe about half of it. You have found a way to cope and stay there. Now, in work career, this could be the quiet quitting, right? I'm going to just go through the motions here. I'll just do what needs to be done to not draw attention to myself of any kind of lapsed performance. I will, you know, just, you know, get what needs to be done, and not really go above and beyond. Now, in a relationship, that could look like shutting down emotionally, you know, not really engaging in that way, or feeling disconnected from a partner, emotional unavailability. And this is all driven by, Gemini, the fact that you are really hoping, dreaming, wishing for the Three of Cups, which is, I want to get my joy back. I want to get growth back. I want to be able to create that life that I truly want. But, you know, the block to getting past the Four of Cups is, you know, reconnecting with how you truly feel in that situation, reevaluating, and then making a powerful decision. All right, let's clarify the Four of Cups for you, Gemini. And I've got the Eight of Pentacles, and you're heavily invested. We've got the 7 and the 8 here, but also, you know, even though we've got a little bit of an element of the quiet quitting energy here, I think you have also tried. You have tried to stay here. You've tried to make it work. You know, it's not for want of trying, okay? But sometimes we can work as hard as we want, but when something is done or it's not meant for us anymore, really we need to be trading the Eight of Pentacles for that Eight of Cups, okay? Which is moving on, moving away from the situation so that we can get to the 10 of Cups. Because the advice here, Gemini, is to not settle for anything less than the 10 of Cups, or maybe the 9, right? This is one of my blessed, best life living energies where, you know, we see a family here who are living in the right place for them, are in joy, they have their resource needs met, they have their own home, like whatever is your version of the 10 of Cups here, Spirit is saying, don't forget it, don't quit on this, okay? It's time to make moves towards it. So it's a bit of a, you know, there is that blessing there for you, but, you know, you have to take action to be able to re-engage with that potential. All right, let's clarify that one. Yeah, the 7 of Cups, because without taking action towards that, then this just remains a dream. And the 7 of Cups is like, well, you know, this is a dream of mine to live that best life, but it also hasn't materialized, or you might maybe under the illusion that you had that in this situation, but it's not what you wished for, and it's not taking form with the 7 of Cups. So we need to get very honest with ourselves, okay? Rather than staying in an illusion or under the promise that this will lead to the 10 of Cups, it's like, no, why don't we actually just look at this face value? And, you know, that's the 7 of Pentacles, really reevaluating, well, what do I really have here? And has there been action behind their words? Are the people I'm dealing with here, whether it's a partner or an employer, are they, you know, are they really walking their talk? Because I feel like nothing has changed for a really long time in this situation, Gemini. The outcome is the 8 of Cups. This is the gateway to the 9 and 10 of Cups. It is leaving behind what is not it, right? Because in this card here, we see a piece missing, right? And what it's saying is, in this situation, you can never complete the picture. And the gateway to getting to the 10 of Cups is through transitioning, through moving on, through moving away from this. And it's made more difficult because of how invested you are, how much time you've been here. And probably there has been some good times, and there has been memories made and that type of thing, but it's also blocking you now from the next part on your life plan. It feels like it's time for you to move beyond this. Okay, let's clarify this one. We've got 3 8s here. 888 is your angel number, and the 8 is about mastery and power. So there's a lesson to be mastered here, and that is that you can't quietly quit in a situation. Really, you need to take action and keep moving in order to really get to the star energy where we feel fully in alignment, where, you know, we feel fully healed, and we're moving with the ease, grace, and divine flow of how life can really be. That was the 10 of Wands and the 6 of Cups, but I'm going to choose, and I've pretty much got those two combined here with the Death card coming through. It's called transformation. And in this card, I see somebody who is literally coming out of a small dark space, a chamber here. So I almost feel like there's been a bit of depression around this, or feeling constricted or held back in some way. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is starlight, there is sunlight, there is a sense of divine guidance and protection here. So the Death card is all about, you know, really getting clear on what is not growing anymore in your life and what is not giving you the results. And then, you know, clearing the path, releasing that, letting go, and surrendering to those endings, because that gives way to the sun energy, which is the time for healing, is the breath out, is the realignment of your life plan. So the transformation card says that you can transform your life by moving on from this. The situation is in its winter, meaning it's gone dormant and there's no further growth. And sometimes we need to move on to new fertile pastures in which to plant our seeds, to truly get the growth, to truly get the happiness, and to truly reach the 10 of Cups, which is all of our birthright and all of our desires. So Gemini, that is what I have for you. That is your message, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like a personal reading to tune into your specific circumstances, you can arrange that by going to the first link down below to my website. There's also distance Reiki healings available also, or you can learn tarot with me. Please don't forget to like, share, comment on the video. Let me know how this resonated for you. I would love to hear. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button on your way out as well. Come across to Instagram for daily readings, and I'm sharing a lot of other personal shares and content over there as well. I would love to have you with me. I am just wishing you so much love and magic, Gemini. Do take very good care. Bye for now.